Test.
Yep.
Should we go?
Right, it's ready. Where did the players come up from?
Just down here.
And the corner.
Come on, lads. Welcome to Uni Rugby. Welcome to... Yes, naturally. Oh, mate. The real game. The real game. Going on right now.
Here we go, I think.
So good evening and welcome to the 6th edition of the Kingscape City Varsity between Imperial College London and London School of Economics. For those of you who are just joining and missed the emphatic victory of Imperial College women earlier, who won 102 points to 0, we are now starting the match of the men's teams, Imperial in all white and LSE in the purple, black and yellow strip. And kick-off should be in approximately 2 minutes. Joined alongside me is Seb and James, representing LSE and Imperial respectively. And both teams look like we are ready to go shortly. Gents, have you got anything to say ahead of kick-off?
Yeah, thanks, Will. It's going to be a good game. Imperial again in the whites, LSE in the purples. Like we say, Imperial in the first division this season won one game of the season compared to LSE winning all their games of the season so far, but in the third division. So we're going to see a good game tonight. Like I say, I'm with Will, the ex-club captain of Imperial, and James, the fresher for Imperial.
It's an honour to be here, honour to be invited to commentate as a fresher. I don't know about anyone else watching, but I cannot wait for this match to get underway. Imperial coming in, arguably the stronger team, but we'll see how it pans out.
So just to give you a rundown of the lineups this evening, for Imperial, the front row consists of Joe Berry, Che Bailey and Sam Johnson. In the second row, last year's captain Fraser Reid and Hugh Tomkis. The back row of Walter Taylor, at 7, Sean Nakai, the captain, and Luke Butland. In the halves, Archie Rees, and at 10, Ed Broom. On the wings, Spencer Ingle at 11. Fresher pairing of James McDermott and Sammy Brown in the centres. Corey Clark and Maxwell Wang making up the starting 15. Konyan Joshua, Ollie Tatlow, Johnny Lewis, Oscar Nud, very hard to pronounce last name, Rob Wakefield, Alex Mitchener, Andrew Brown and Max Bruno make up the 23. As Imperial clear their halves and LSE begin to counter-attack.
And from the LSE lineup, we've got Tom Melody, Alex O'Connor captaining the side, and Ed Boston in the front. No, we don't. We've got Ed Boston, Ben Cox playing in the second rows. We've got Piers Keller, Kareem Akikari, and Alex Campion in the back row. Leandro Goff playing 9, Joe Ansley playing 10, Joe Monda, Drew Bone, and Solomon Akuko in the back halves. And we've got Mark Ravenscroft and Zach Jacobo playing the other parts. Oscar Ladslako, Alexi Fuldis, Finley Walsh, Tyrone Omajowo, William Bowman, Jack Fenner, Finn last name, and Saxabon in the substitutes.
And as we watch the opening couple of minutes of the 6th edition of the City Varsity, it's been a cagey affair as we've seen many times in the past on this cold and wet night in southwest London. And we prepare for our first scrum of the game.
To be fair, lads, I've been watching the game for 5 minutes. It's been a cagey affair on the pitch. It's been strong, and Imperial are fucking dominating in the scrum. Very, very dominant, and the physical the physical side is being very much shown by the Imperial players. I'll pass you over to Will.
And the referee awards a penalty towards Imperial on the LSE 10-metre line, fairly central towards the post. Ed Brune takes possession of the ball. Be interesting to see early doors whether they attempt 3. I suspect it's possibly out of the range, but we go for touch.
Oh, he hasn't made it.
He's missed touch. Oh, it's a great shot from Ingle. Imperial have advantage for the knock-on.
There's no way Spencer Ingle is his name.
Imperial look to tighten it up inside the opposition 22. Feeding Tomkis now. Reese now to Brune. Oh, it's a loose pass. It's a loose pass, but Wang makes a half break down the outside to Clark. Imperial using the width of the pitch, but not really making much in the way of yardage. Butler now takes it on. Oh, Reese again with a poor pass to Brune. And LSE look to counter-attack with the loose ball, and Wang's lost it now. The referee allows players to continue, and LSE looks to make their first attack into the Imperial half. Taylor looks to cover, but he hasn't, and LSE have scored. Yeah! It's 5-0 to LSE.
Will he give it on? Come on!
The referee appears to be in consultation with his touch judge, and he's given it. LSE has got first blood in the corner.
A great score from LSE. Imperial lose it out, and a fucking great kick. These are Mark Ravenscroft chasing down the ball. The Imperial winger not quick enough to the ball, and Ravo scores on the fucking corner line. Great score, 5-0 LSE.
So, as has happened in TCV, many TCVs gone by, and we do apologise for the language in that commentary. Clearly, with the gulf in divisions between LSE and Imperial, that is a massive, massive boost to LSE at the start of this game. Is conversion being taken now? So is it Ownsley, who was on the wing last year and now playing at fly half, taking the conversion?
The score now 5-0 LSE to Imperial. Please respect the kicker.
And Ownsley going through the motions now, quite a long kicking routine.
No.
And that is well wide of the post. So 5-0, just over 5 minutes gone in the fixture. LSE have the lead, as they have in many, many TCVs past. Let's see how both teams respond from here.
Just say it was a strong start from Imperial. It was a massive, massive show of dominance, particularly with that scrum and the 2 penalties going Imperial's way. So LSE have scored against the run of play. We'll see how IC respond now. We'll see how it pans out.
The kick deep into LSE's half, and there's a great collision between Joe Berry and I didn't see which LSE player that was, but that's unfortunately a poor mistake, I think, the knock-on. Although the referee has given the arm to LSE. And it is indeed a penalty for LSE as the ball goes loose again. Imperial too keen in defence and straying offside. So this gives LSE a chance to clear their lines and consolidate that 5-0 lead. LSE managed to find touch. And will have the line out a yard or two inside the Imperial half.
It's an electric start to the match.
A quick start from IC, but unfortunately LSE take the counter-attacking opportunity to lead 5-0. LSE with a line out on the half-line night. A big chant from the LSE line out, but unfortunately IC regained the ball.
Yeah, the referee has awarded a scrum there, and our commentary position is very close to the LSE fans, so they are the noise they are making is definitely being felt in the commentary box. But again, given the way the last scrum went, you would expect Imperial to dominate this with header feed of the ball as well. And let's see what set piece backs moves we've got. Reese encouraging his forward to drive on. A much closer contest at the scrum. But Brune now. Oh, that's a great bit of defence from LSE.
Come on.
Attacking the short side again now. I believe that's Bailey taking that on. And Taylor now attacking the outside edge. Johnson clearing out. Butland now. Imperial using the forwards, but now Brune still only attacking around the halfway line. Is turned over by LSE and nudged through again. But the referee unfortunately pulls it back for a knock-on and scrum down to Imperial again.
Just whilst we've got another scrum, I thought it's been quite telling in the first few exchanges. Imperial have had 2 scrums and 2 very, very dominant performances. We'll see it could be quite a crucial part of this match if IC use it to their advantage. We'll have to see if they can keep it up through the whole match.
Traditionally, it's been a tough time for LSE. It's tough to speak over the loud fan zone. Speaking for LSE at the moment, with the 5-0 lead going on, it's a good time for LSE. However, in the past TCVs, it's been a tough time for LSE. Taking the lead most of the time, but unfortunately losing out. As we say it, it's 5-0 LSE with the Imperial scrum. Another big scrum for the Imperial, winning it out.
Brune now, Wang attacking the outside edge. Now Ingle. This is his 3rd TCV cap, the scorer in the last edition. The captain Nakai now taking the ball on. And the referee's pulled it back for its penalty. Off feet. We'll
see if Brune can make touch off this one. The first one missed slightly, and that was not to Imperial's advantage. They really need to start making some inroads into LSE's territory.
Much better kick this time from Ed Brune. His 2nd TCV start at fly half. Apologies, there was a mistake earlier on the scoreboard on screen. Just to confirm that the score is 5-0 to LSE.
He knows how to commentate.
Bailey to throw in. Imperial walking into the line out. I suspect it will go to Reed, and it does. Takes it very well. And into the maul now. Ball at the back with Bailey. Taylor looking to join them all. Imperial on the edge of the LSE 22. But the referee awards a penalty to LSE for offside. And they've gone quickly. LSE looked to be exploiting the counter-attack today. Imperial, I would argue, have had the bulk of possession and territory early in this first half, but LSE have worked the counter-attacks really well, and clearly the important statistic is that they are 5-0 up on the scoreboard, and they have the penalty to clear pressure now. And just make touch. A bit too close for my liking.
Yes, well, it's one of those games, isn't it? Imperial having the bulk of possession, having the bulk of the territory, and it's looking like they're dominating the game. But unfortunately, LSE made one break on the counter-attack and are up 5-0. Now it's interesting to see LSE have got the ball on the halfway line, a little line out here. It's interesting to see what they've got to do with the ball, because obviously they haven't had much chance to show what they've got. So here it comes.
Oh, great hit. I thought Fraser had that.
Unfortunately, the one line out we have, we lose out. LSE still with the possession in hand.
That's a good carry. That's a great carry.
A nice carry, gains a few metres for LSE. Almsey with the ball, what can he do here? Goes out to the backs. The cheeky kick in behind.
He's got Bone kicking through. Wang fails to deal with it. and LSE retain possession. It's hacked through again, and I think the referee has pulled us back. LSE really working the kicking game, attacking kicks through, and the Imperial back three currently are struggling to deal with the kicks through, particularly on this firm artificial ground, which, having been a victim of a horrible bounce last year, I know all too well.
You see, I see how struggling to deal with the kicks this year. I'm sitting here in the commentary box struggling to deal with the kicks this year. It's really far out, and I can't bloody see it. So,
well, we have got a line out to Imperial. Bailey throws in again. Once again, aims for Reed, but LSE turn it over cleanly this time. And they look to hit forward packs, but it's loose, very loose. And Imperial have turned it over and look to attack. Corey Clark down the right wing, makes up to halfway, and that was, I would argue, that was a seatbelt tackle there from LSE, and they are very lucky to get away with that from our commentary position. LSE looking to counter up, but Rees feeds Berry, who feeds Brune out the back. And that was Ikoku on the right wing. Oh, and LSE have turned over again! The fly hacks! But that has gone dead, and I believe will be pulled back for a penalty offside.
well, open play there from both sides. IC with the ball there, showing their fucking dangerous counter-attack when they've got the ball in hand, and LSE unfortunately having a very loose defence there.
LSE seem to be making the most of the greasy weather with a lot more kicking in behind. And well, you can see in the handling errors in the first few minutes, it's been loose, it's been a bit all over the place. Imperial have been dominating on the ball and then just giving away sloppy errors. We'll see if they can pull it together a little bit.
Again, LSE playing the conditions and kicking immediately from that 22 dropout. Wang looks to clear his lines now, but that was an interesting kick, if we're being polite. LSE now have the ball on Imperial's 22. I would argue that LSE are playing the conditions far better than Imperial at this point, as they look to keep it tight in the forwards, but Nakai with an excellent tackle there.
Excellent defence from Imperial as LSE take the ball forward. Just needs to ruck over there. And the ball is loose and Imperial gather it back. Back it comes to LSE, who take the ball up, trudge it up. And we're waiting to see how they deal with this. LSE right on the IC try line here. The ball comes out back to the forwards. IC defending solidly. There's space out wide. Can LSE lose it? Yes, they go out wide. And IC with a great defence.
Ingles read that perfectly, and there's a little bit of afters from LSE there.
LSE back with a penalty. What do they do with it here? They tap and go. They go for the try line. What they give? It's gone down. Many bodies at the try line. Wait patiently to see what LSE do with the ball here. They go again. They look to be over the try line. The referee doesn't give it.
He's giving it.
No, holding on.
Open to up.
So IC fortunate there with the penalty. The referee has deemed that LSE are holding on at the bottom of the ruck, so this is now a great chance to clear their lines after a period of pressure from LSE. LSE for the last couple of minutes have had all the territory in the IC half and were looking to improve on their 5-0 scoreline. But Brune now has a chance to exit and finds touch just outside the 22, and IC will have the throw in at the line out. James.
I think that's been some seriously strong D from IC. I mean, their girlfriends won't be too familiar with that, but the players certainly are. And we'll see if they can actually get themselves down the LSE end and make some progress.
So once again, it's an Imperial line out. We know the routine by now. Bailey feeds Reed and down into the maul. The maul's gone. Maul stays up, even though a few IC players are on the ground. Obviously, an outside back, I have no idea what's going on here. But Imperial now make their way to their 10-metre line. Rees to find Brune again. The fresher McDermott takes it in, also on the 10-metre. The greasy conditions again proving difficult for both teams. And that means that LSE have turned the ball over and attack with numbers down the blind side. I believe that's Bo taking the ball into contact in between the 22 and 10. A flat pass there, and Nakai chops the LSE player down.
There's been some sloppy hands from the IC backline so far this match. I mean, they'd usually love that kind of thing, but in a rugby match, there's no time for it. Simply can't be giving the ball away that often. I think that we really need to start getting our act together. And when we're shipping it out wide, we're getting the ball, we're using it nicely, but it's sloppy, it's loose. Just how we like it on a Wednesday night, but not on a Saturday.
Yeah, great shout. It's been a disjointed game. I mean, the real rugby today has been the rugby on the sidelines from the IC and the LSE supporters. It's been very much rugby versus beers, and the sideline has been great. That's what we really like to hear. As we say that, LSE have been awarded a penalty right outside the 22, and we're going to see the 10.
Yeah, that's a 10, mate.
And we're going to see, I'm going to see Joe Anstey kick some balls, just like he did on tour.
So is this Ansley to take again, having missed his first attempt from the touchline? He's now got an attempt which is far straight in front of the post, but much further out. And it's probably the pragmatic choice to try and go for the 3. It would mean that Imperial are 2 scores away from LSE, assuming that he gets it.
Big
It's a bit of
mate.
big assumption in university rugby. There's a bit of hush from the crowd. Strikes it fairly cleanly, I think, but it's just wide. And Imperial look to counter-attack straight off the bat. Sammy Brown takes over the 22, offloads, and Imperial have numbers down that left-hand side. It's taken down well by LSE. Imperial now look to go into shape with forward carries, securing their own ball. And the Imperial crowd clearly approve of that. From that initial counter-attack, they appear to have got bogged down, and Brune, I believe, makes the right choice to try and clear his lines. Difficult bouncing ball for LSE to deal with. It's Bode's counter-attack, feeding Joe. Mondorori offloads back inside, and I would say that's gone forward. Indeed, the ref gives the arm. So Imperial have the ball again, just outside their own 22, with the knock-on advantage. And it's been brought back for the scrum.
It's another chance. It's another big chance for IC now. It's another scrum. They've proven in the first 3 or 4 they are seriously dominant in the pack. They just need to stop giving it away, stop dropping it. It's simple as, really.
And Seb, from an LSE perspective?
From an LSE perspective, I think it's going well. I mean, we look at the scoreline, it's 5-0 up. Obviously, we're not really dominating the possession. We're not really dominating the gain line at the moment. We are playing in the half, which is the big thing right now. And IC don't look anywhere near our try line, which is a good thing from the LSE perspective. Also, I'm pretty steaming right now, which is a good thing, and it means that LSE are back in the pints, which is the main thing about the game today. Anything from you, Will?
I was just going to say, neither side with their forward carries seem to be breaking the gain line. And I think it will come down to the kicking battle and also discipline with who actually gets on top of territory, possession, and ultimately the scoreboard in this game. We've had a bit of a break there, but the ref looks like he's ready to crack on with the game. We're about halfway through this first half, and Imperial have header feed again at the scrum. Looks like a good stable scrum, and Icy get the nudge on.
Big shove again.
Reed's encouraging at the back, but it's a great scrum from Imperial. LSC look to be standing up. Ball being controlled well by Butland at the back, and Imperial have got the arm from the referee. So this is a free play for Brune. Loops around the back. Oh, that's unfortunate. It goes to ground, and we go back for the initial penalty. James, do you have something to say?